how was life growing up for us? Um, in the United States versus the UK, is it similar? Is there big differences and stuff like that? And so I'm just gonna pose a question to you, Jake. Like growing up, like what was it like living in England? How was school? What was like your daily like family dynamic routine, basically? Like, what was it like?
Ugh. Well, we lived in the golden age, though, Luke. Right? I
Yeah.
think we had the best childhood that any child could ever ask for. Um,
Mm,
God, I mean, our parents had it rough. Like they say, it was a simpler time. I say it's less technologically inept.
yeah.
So, and then God forbid, our kids and Gen Z, they're cooked, man. They're cooked.
Yep. They are. That's why I'm not
Sorry,
having them.
guys. Sorry, guys. Sorry to my unborn children. I spent the most of my time playing Game Boy for
Mhm.
up until about 12-ish.
Okay.
So I grew up with Pokemon. It was literally only Pokemon. Didn't play Mario, didn't play Zelda,
Mhm.
didn't understand those. It was all Pokemon. Then through gaming, it was soon as the Xbox, PS3 and Xbox 360 hit, it was Call of Duty, FIFA, all the way up to maybe like 18, 19. Went
Mhm.
to university, then it was Counter Strike for 3 years, and then dropped off, and then it was Draft League and then this. so
Yeah.
um, so that was the gaming history of my childhood. Like school was very
Mhm.
very easy. It was easy going.
Yeah.
We don't have what the kids have now, where you have one exam at the end of the year, and that's be
Mhm.
all and end all. Pass or fail.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to resit if you do. Like we had, it was very staged. We have coursework halfway through the year, so you do like mini projects, written essays
Okay.
that would get you about 50% of your mark, get you over the line.
Yeah.
And then your exam at the end would get you the other half. So you
Okay.
could afford to screw up on your exams at the end of the year.
Mhm.
But no one liked exam time. Like it was a very very strict because they give you study leave, so you get like
Mhm.
2 or 3 weeks off school. There'd be no classes
Oh,
at
wow.
all. They send you home and
Wow.
go revise, go learn. We're
Oh,
done.
wow.
Um, and then you stay at home for 2 3 weeks, working your ass off, and then they put all of your exams in a week. Oh, it's so bad. You
Oof.
can have like, I remember having three
Rough.
in a day. You come out of
Mm.
like, you go in at 9 a.m. and it's a 2 hour exam, and you're exhausted. You come out at 11, you're exhausted, and you go get
Yeah.
something to eat, and then your next one's at like 12:30 until 2:30, and then the next you come out,
Oof.
have half an hour break, and you're in again at 3 o'clock for another hour and
Mm.
a half exam. It's oh man, that day,
Oh,
and then
wow.
you'd have another two the next day, and another two the next day,
Mhm.
and these are all
That's rough.
different topics. Like you're
Yeah.
transitioning from I've just done my maths exam, and then 20 minutes, like an hour later, I now need to remember every poem under the sun for my English literature exam, and then I come out and
Mhm.
I just have a quick water break, and I'm back in, and now I have to do everything for my history exam. It's like it's brutal, absolutely brutal, and I
Yeah.
don't think kids should be put through that.
No.
Exams don't prove
Absolutely. That's
anything.
rough. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's intense. That's intense. We definitely did not have that over here.
After high school, you could choose: do you want to go to
Mhm.
college and do like the education route, like the academic route,
Mhm.
or you can go down an apprenticeship, which is learn your trades:
Yeah.
electrician, mechanic, builder, decorator,
Yeah.
uh, hard working labor, blue collar. Um,
Yeah.
that's when you can make your pivot away. A lot of people
Mhm.
loved apprenticeships, but like for me, the apprenticeship wage was downright slavery. That's just what it was.
Wow.
It was
Yeah.
for for an apprenticeship wage, they were paying about £1 an hour when I was going there.
Jesus.
Yeah, so about at that exchange rate, it was about $2 an hour. You might walk out with like maybe $100 a week max, but you're learning. Like it's technically you're in education,
Mm.
which is so the apprenticeship wage has never ever been good, and I tip my hat to anyone that made it through the other end, because now you can
Yeah,
tax evade
no.
all you want, because now you're self-employed and you do earn. You ask every builder what they earn, £12,500. They will say, because
Mhm.
it's your free tax limit. Anything after that, you have to pay tax on it. They don't earn a pound over it. I don't know where it goes, but they never do.
That they never do. No, that's so funny, but so true. No, that's really interesting though, because is university private? Do you guys pay for that, or is that also included
Yeah,
as
that
well?
is funded through. So
Okay.
our
You have
student loan
loans.
is
Yeah, I know
very,
you have
very,
loans. Yeah.
very, very
No.
bad. Yeah, like I'm in like
Yeah.
£60,000 worth of debt, and
Sounds about right.
increasing. Yeah.
Sounds about right. Yep.
So yeah, you have to pay for that. You don't have to pay for college, and
Mhm.
technically you don't have to pay for apprenticeships. Um,
Mhm.
you just have to go and find one. That was my childhood. Effectively, I'd come home from
Yeah.
school. My mum was very hands off. She taught me to cook at
Mhm.
10 years old. So like
Okay.
the moment I hit high school, I was independent as a child. She didn't have
Okay.
to come home from work, only if there
Mhm.
was an emergency. So I would
Yeah.
walk to school in the morning. She would get
Okay.
me up, because I'm not a
Mhm.
morning person. I'm really not.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
she'd wake me up. It'd be fucking freezing outside. It'd be like -5 degrees. It'd be snowing, and I'd be sat there by the radio listening, going, hoping that they would say my school's name, so I don't have to go to school on the snow day. But it never
Mhm.
fucking was. There was always some teacher that made the fucking effort to get in. Fuck you. Should have stayed at home. And then I trudged my way to school, which was about a 20-minute walk. It really wasn't
Okay.
that. It was over the hill, through the village, and back down another hill, which is probably why my mum was like,
Yeah.
"That's fine." Plus, you'd see
Yeah.
hundreds of school kids doing the same thing, all coming through the same village.
Yeah.
So it's like strength in numbers, you know. It's like a herd of
Yeah.
buffalo.
No one's getting kidnapped here.
um, I would go to school. It would be 8:15, or yeah, 8:15 start time,
Okay.
3:15 finish time. Walk home,
Okay.
chalky milk, bowl of
Mhm.
cereal, crank up the Xbox, get everyone on party
Yeah.
chat, play Modern Warfare 2. That's
There you go. There you
never did any
go.
homework
That's
because my
that.
mum and dad had split. So I was like, they were like,
Mhm.
Where's your homework?" And I'd be like, "Oh, it's at my dad's house." And then they'd be like, and then I'd go
Yeah.
down to my dad's house a week after. It's like, "Where's your homework?" "Oh, it's at my mum's house."
Yeah.
Look, I came out the other
I
end.
love
I
that.
don't agree with homework.
Yeah. Yeah. School here's the dynamic is kind of like you said, like in Australia. So, um, preschool and stuff like that is privately funded. So you have to go pay for that yourself, which is why I'm employed, because I work at a preschool. Um, and after that, yeah, kindergarten, which would start around age 5 and 6, we would call it elementary school, and that would go up to fifth grade till you're about 11, 12. Then we would have middle school, which was 12 to 14 ish, so sixth through eighth grade. And then we'd have a high school, which was ninth through 12th grade, which is 14, 15 to 18 years old. And then it's weird. We call your university, we call it college here.
Yeah,
But basically it's a 4-year school. The times would fluctuate throughout the years. So, I mean, again, like high school, I would get up at school would start at 7 o'clock, and we would get out about 2 o'clock ish, 3 o'clock ish. Middle school would then, for some reason, started like at 9 o'clock, and we would get out at like 3 or 4 o'clock. Then elementary school started around 8:30, and they would get out at like 3:30. So times fluctuate. I don't know why I don't know why middle school started later than everyone else. They were like, oh, because they're going their puberty, their body's changing, so they need the extra sleep to grow. Bullshit. Um, let the high schoolers start later. They're the ones that are fucking tired. Um, but yeah, I mean, my mom was also like I wouldn't say she would definitely wasn't hands off. She was very involved, kind of like in like everything, making sure I did my homework and stuff like that. By the time I hit high school, she definitely was a little bit more hands off with academics and stuff like that. um, Now social life a little bit more like who are you hanging out with, who are these people, yada yada yada. Like basic, I mean, can not helicoptering, but like being a concerned parent, making sure their child's doing the right thing, stuff like that. But I also was employed at by the time I was 14. I was working at the local daycare when I was 14 years old, where my mom worked. So I would work there 3 days a week. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, from 3 to 6 o'clock, 3 hours a day. And I was working, so I didn't really have time to go like goof off with friends, and then I would come home, play with the dog, and I would if mom decided to cook that night, that'd be awesome. If not, she grabbed something from the Wendy's or like the KFC. Like would probably go out. We would probably have like fast food 2, maybe 3 nights a week. My mom, I told the story before. My mom's not the best cook. Like she makes certain dishes really, really well, but cooking has never been like she's not much of a cook. Like again, she's not bad at cooking. I don't want to stress and say that she's an awful cook 'cause she's not an awful cook. But she cooks very few things. But when she did cook, it was really awesome because it was nice to always have a home cooked meal. And if not, if we didn't do that, we would just grab something out the microwave, out the freezer and microwave it or something like that. Or, we'd have soup for dinner or something like that. Soup and grilled cheeses, just normal stuff like that. Curriculars, I mean, yeah, like as a kid or young kid, played the only game I played on my Game Boy was Pokemon. Never played another single game on my Game Boy. Never. I don't think anything that ever touched my cart did not have the touched my console didn't have the word Pokemon attached to it. I think when I had a DS, I think I maybe played Nintendogs, and that was it. And that was the only exception
I
was
think
like
that
Nintendogs and
was like a
Mario Kart.
console purchase though, right? It came with the
I think
console.
so. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think so. Yeah, yeah. Like I think it was Nintendogs and Mario Kart 7. Like Mario Kart DS were the only two other games I ever played on my DS. And then yeah, as we talked about before, I didn't actually get Wi-Fi until I was 18 years old. So I never got to have like that online gaming experience with my friends, which is why I tell people all the time, like, I'm a single player at heart. Like my single player games was my escape because I didn't really sit there and play it. That's why I'm like not the biggest Call of Duty fan. That's why I'm not the biggest like multiplayer esque player. I'm just not very big on multiplayer because I didn't really grow up with it. But it made me really good at fighting games. I'll tell you that. I got really good at fighting games, playing against the computer on very like extreme difficulty. I got really good at those games. And testing over here was really weird. Now I'm thinking about it. So we would take SOLs, standardized testing, basically every single year. They weren't like finals or anything like that, and they definitely did not send us home for 3 weeks to study. They're very much just like, we are testing you to see if you are smart or dumb to our American standard. And so if you didn't pass your SOLs, you'd have to either retake them or you'd have to go to summer school. So it's really important to pass your SOLs. But I also think SOLs are very stupid because they're like, that's what they force the teachers to teach, which is why I'm also not in the public education route anymore. Is because I did not want to teach history just for them to pass a test that the state's like they need to know this stuff, and what they needed to know in history was dates. Dates don't mean shit in history.
Yeah.
Sorry, they just don't. Like, yeah, it's great that we know that the Constitution was signed in 1776, and it's great the World War II happened at this time, and Pearl Harbor got bombed at this time. Yeah, that's great. You know that that's when that happened, but that's not going to help you understand the why, right? Like they don't care about the why in history. They care about when did this happen? Okay, who was the cap? Who was the general? George Washington. Cool. What is that going to help you learn? Absolutely nothing, right? It might help you teach the basic history stuff so you don't sound stupid in conversation. But like again, history is all about the why, and that's why I could never teach history because I'm like would I
Too
would get
passionate.
fired.
That's what it is. You're
I would
too
get
passionate.
fired. Yeah,
You're
I
not
would get
allowed to be
fired. Like
passionate
I can.
about a subject in in
You're
in
not.
public education. Like
You're definitely not.
it's a rigid system, and you educate the system. It's
Yeah.
sad.
So yeah, it really sucks specifically with history. Like sciences, math is the language arts. I can kind of understand the importance of making kids know how to add, subtract, divide, and stuff like that. People need to know like where your Oxford comma goes, even though I hate the Oxford comma and just like random like learning how to write and reading comprehension. Like yes, those skills are necessary and stuff like that. And like so I understand like those things. That's why I always felt like it was really weird that they did that for history. Like I can understand math, I can understand science, I can understand language arts and stuff like that. But history is just like that makes no sense. And then, but on the years that and then we got to high school, then that's when we had those finals that you guys had over in England, but we did not have 3 weeks off. We just had a finals, and it wasn't 50 it wasn't like I think it was maybe 20% of our final grade. So you could bomb the exam if you really want to, and you could still, like, get a B if you got 100 throughout the rest of the year. But, it wasn't nearly as arduous. I mean, you would go in for finals days, and but that was always on the last week of school, and school got out early on those days anyways. I think it's interesting to see that, like, yeah, despite us being in living in 2 different countries, um, lifestyles are very human and don't change that too much depending on where you live, under, like, the same financial circumstances, family circumstances, and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
The only
even
different
like
thing is we
before
didn't
like the
have tea
PlayStation
time. No
days.
tea time.
Yeah, no tea time.
No tea
Me
time. We
neither.
didn't have that. We didn't have that. No tea
Well,
time.
okay, tea time was just a time dedicated in the day to when I need to come home
Mm,
and mum wants me in
yes.
the house. Uh,
Yes.
we're very similar. Very similar. I
Yeah.
imagine your schools looked a lot different though, because ours was built in the 1600s. Ours was
Yeah,
falling
no, it was
apart, man.
ours were I mean, ours was yeah, ours were built in the '70s, so they weren't falling apart. We
Yeah,
did have classes and portables, which are, like, basically, like, little
we did.
trailers.
Yeah,
So
we did that.
yeah, so a lot of our classes and I mean, y'all went out -5 degrees, we never had to worry about that, but, like, it sucked going to a portable on a cold, rainy winter day and having math. I'm like, "Bro, how am I supposed to focus on I don't know what a acute angle is, it's fucking 10 degrees out here, dude, I'm
They put
cold."
all they put all the rubbish subjects in there. Like we had religious education and physical education, like physical education theory in the porta cabins.
Yeah, what is religious education? What is that?
RE.
Like, they
Yeah,
like
it's like
yeah, we
you
didn't
learn
have
about
that.
everything religion. So Judaism, Sikhism, Christianity. It's like a teacher
Was that a required
culture.
class or was that elective?
It's a required one up until
Wow,
3 years into high school. So year 10 you can drop it, but up until then,
interesting.
your boy got
Yeah,
an
we
A
definitely did
star.
not have that.
In that, like,
Yeah.
I remember that teacher hated me, Luke. She hated me so much because I was the worst student. Like in the teacher's
Yeah.
mind, I was literally like the worst student ever. That I understood everything, but I just didn't want to be there, and I didn't care, and like I learnt my own way. So they're trying to teach
Yeah.
me. I should have been in top sets for everything across the board, but I was in bottom sets for everything for behavioral issues. So, but I'd be in bottom sets, but then get marks higher than the top sets. And they're like, why are
Yeah.
you doing this to yourself, Jake? Because I was like, I hate everyone in there. They're all fucking idiots. I don't want to, I want to
Yeah.
be I want to be with my mates. Because, like, my
Yeah.
mates were in set threes and fours. I don't want to be in the set ones with all the
Yeah.
fucking nerds.
I think again, like, in high school, I think, like, great like, I graduated, like, with, like, a 3.9 or something like that in high school. It's because I also didn't challenge myself because I'm like, yeah, I could have go into my advanced classes. Like, I could have went into advanced English. I could have went into advanced sciences. Never could have went into advanced math. Math was my only class where my mom
I,
understood that I was not good at math. She's like, she would just be happy that I at least got a C or a B in that class. Like, she'd be stoked if I got a B. The C was the expected grade in math, for me. Like, so once we get to algebra 2, um anything that started adding fucking letters into fucking math, like, once that started happening, that's when, like, why is
gone.
ABC in my is why what the hell is sine? Like, why is sin in my math equation? Like, what the fuck is this? um so after once that started happening, I think my mom just kind of understood. I was like, "Mom, I'm trying my best." I would go to tutoring, I would sit down. My professors, my teachers would give me, like, B's on at, like, my final grade, they would give me, like, a B or something like that just because I put in the effort to try to get better, but it just never worked. It just wouldn't. They're like, "He comes to tutoring every Tuesday," and I sit with him, and he's just looking at his paper, and I'll explain it to him, and he's just like I'm like, "Mr. Lane, I don't get it, man. I just don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. What button am I pressing again?" Like, I was like, I'll walk him through the problem, and he'll get it right. But the second I walk away, and I was like, "All right, do the problem again." He's just like, "What was step 2?"
I forget my maths teacher in college because for some reason I thought I was good at maths, and then I went and took it at college for like A level maths, and A level maths is like massive jump. We're talking like way
Yeah.
above seeing cos and tan. It's like, oh my god. Um, and I remember that I wish I remember his name. His name was Steve because we knew everyone. It was very weird in college. You become um, like the they're not teachers anymore. They're tutors, and you know them by first name,
Yeah.
not last name. It's not
Mhm.
Mister something. It's not Doctor something. It's
Mhm.
I had Steve, a maths teacher. In fact, I had two
Mhm.
Steves. I had Steve, chemistry teacher, Steve, maths teacher, and my biology teacher was called Dave. Like quintessential British education.
Yeah.
Two Steves and a Dave. And I remember Steve sitting there, and my mum went to like the parents' evening in college, which is really weird because you sat there as like a 17, 18-year-old, and they're doing parents' evenings. Uh, and he turned to my mum and he just went, "Look, he turns up. He's not going to pass. He's going to fucking fail drastically, but at least he turns up." And my mum was like, "Right, Sam, that's enough." And then I came out with an
Mhm.
E and an F.
There you go.
And I dropped that subject the moment I could.
Jake, you put a you're asking me to add fractions. I'm gonna be like, I don't know what 3/4 and 1 4/8 is. I don't know how to do the math. I just like that's why I failed like one of my teaching exams. I failed it by one question. And I'm like, it was a fucking fraction question. I know it's the fucking I know the second I saw that fraction question on there, I'm like, I fucking have no idea what the fuck this is. I'm just trying to teach history, man.
Gotta ask. Hold on, let me ask little Jimmy. He's got a better chance of knowing.
Little Jimmy probably would have gotten it right. But yeah, like
Come
I
here
still
real
don't
quick.
fucking get
Help Mr.
come
Luke
here,
out.
man. Yeah. Like I'll never forget when like when I would help kids with like homework and stuff like that, when they still used to have homework and they would bring me fractions. I'm like, you got a fucking fraction, man. That's not for me. Go ask
Take it
someone
to your
else.
parents. Give it to your parents. They'll know.
I got you on everything else, but you bring me fractions and decimals, I'm lost.
Oh well, I think that's a good
Oh
trip down
man.
memory lane. That was
Yeah, for
you unlocked
sure.
some core memories
That
with
was
that one,
good.
Luke. That was a real
Yeah.
good one. I liked that a lot.